Hello, hello, hello everyone. It is Jill here. Welcome or welcome back to my channel, and thank you to my new subscribers for subscribing. I really appreciate that you are here. Today I am going to be finishing off my arc of getting my creativity back. This is now day 10, and if you're just tuning in, this 10-day arc started back in January because as a creative entrepreneur, I unfortunately suffered a burnout last fall, and my mission for this year, or at least for the start of this year, was to restart my YouTube channel from scratch and also get my creativity back, because next week I have to start illustrating the third book in the series that I've been writing for the past couple of years. And in the meantime, I challenged myself to use different art mediums for each video and just get out of my rut and out of my comfort zone and just experiment and have fun and share that process with you guys. So for the 10th and final day, I will be using watercolors. This is the tiniest watercolor set maybe that you've ever seen. I got this on Amazon. I will try to put the link in the description below. I am not a watercolor person. I literally got this set as a just for fun, play around sort of thing for myself because I didn't have any other sets of watercolors. When I do paint, I prefer acrylics. I find them just a little easier to control and use. So this is definitely out of my wheelhouse. I find watercolors to be a little unpredictable and unwieldy, especially because I've not been properly taught how to use them and I don't use them very often. So I prepared it's a coloring page basically. I kept this one just in pencil, so I apologize that it looks a little faint on screen. I intend to outline everything in black after I paint it, but I figured let me just leave it as pencil for now. So I've got a little ocean scene going on. It really is a very sophomoric little sketch of a fish and some random aquarium plant life, if you will. So, but again, it's just for fun. And once I embark on drawings again, I'll be putting a lot more effort and detail into those as opposed to the projects that I've come up with for this video arc on getting the creativity back. So I'm going to get my overhead camera set up so that you guys can watch what I'm doing from above, and I will be back shortly. Oh, I did want to just zoom you in real quickly so you can see the paint brushes that I will be using. These are the ones I use for my acrylics, but since that's also a water-based paint, they'll be just fine for watercolors today. And other than that, I just have my painty water cup here. So that's pretty much all I need to get started. So I will rejoin you all soon as I get my camera moved from this tripod to the overhead clamp. Okay, here we go. I'm going to get started momentarily. I'm just going to set myself up to listen to some YouTube inspirational creative channels while I do this. And of course I'll have headphones in because I don't want that sound coming through. So I'm going to keep this somewhat minimal talking. I'm just going to have fun and experiment and see how this turns out because like I said, this is not, watercolors are not my wheelhouse. So this is as experimental for me as it is for anyone watching. So that being said, let's get started. Okay, I do see why people like watercolors. There's something very soothing about it, that's for sure. Hey, baby. The furry menace is just off camera on my floor. Yes, baby. How can I help you? You want to settle down there? Someone wants mommy's attention. This is not watercolor paper, by the way, so yes, it is bubbling a little bit, but that's okay. I'm just gonna work with what I've got for now. Hey baby, maybe let's settle elsewhere. Okay. Whoop. Oh boy. I'm liking this, but now I am getting a little worried about the paper. Oh well, just have to proceed forward. I feel like this is going to be an especially quiet video because there's not even any marker sounds going on. And yet I'm not sure yet because, let's face it, my audience is very modest at this point. I don't know what's going to be favored on here as far as if people like to hear me talking or if they prefer to just quietly co-work on something while I do my own artwork. I'm having more fun than I thought I would, though. I'll be honest. I thought I might really screw this up within the first 5 or 10 minutes and then be very disappointed and not want to see it through. But aside from the fact that this green is coming out a little too bluish for me, like I really thought that was going to be a little more yellowy green. But anyway, I like the way the fish came out. And I don't know if you can tell on the video, but this is metallic watercolor. It's part of the reason why I bought them, actually, was just because they were metallic, and I was like, oh, that's cool. But it's very shimmery, and I almost, in hindsight, wish I had used proper paper, although, to be fair, I know there is such a thing as a watercolor, watercolor paper. I don't have that. I don't know if I have any paper that would have been thicker and a bit more appropriate for this. But be that as it may, I am a little sad that it's as warped as it is because I really like the way that the main fish came out so far, at least color-wise. I hope it looks good on screen. And in case you're wondering about her eye, I think I might actually do that in black ink because, like I said, I am going to do black ink outline on everything after the paint dries, which may extend the time that it takes me to finish this video and the project, but that is okay. But anyway, I don't think I want to watercolor her eye because I don't even have a black paint. Like, I could potentially do this dark blue. Oops, sorry for the hair there. Maybe I'll try that. I don't know if I want her eye to be a stark black now that I'm looking at this, so we'll see. So I'm debating, should I use both colors of this turquoise or stick to just one? I think I need to do both because otherwise it'll look really, really weird to have just one of the wrong color. Or I should just say the other color. It would be weird to have one that's the other color. Oh, that's wet. Still getting used to this. And I think I just put my sleeve in my fish. Sorry about that. Also, I really thought I would be switching up my brush now and then, but I like this one. I have no idea where I got it. It's just one of those brushes that's kind of existed in my home forever. It's serving its purpose for me for now, for today, so I'm gonna stick with it. think that's it for the seaweed. wow, this is very, very translucent. I'm just gonna keep with it, and I can always, if I want to, go over it in black ink or even black acrylic paint if I really wanted to get fancy. But I just couldn't stand looking at her eye being all stark white like that. Actually, that's not so bad. It's just much lighter than I intended. I don't really know if fish have light eyes like that. Usually you see the dark eyes. Anyway, moving on. I wanted him to come out a little more orangey, like goldfishy. I'm gonna have to try a different color. Maybe with less water. Let's see. Ah, there we go. Whoa, that's saturated. Yikes. It's okay, we can save him. Oh, he's a little too brown. Oh dear. Oh dear. It's all right. I was planning on giving him like a yellowy stomach, but he's a little too wet and oversaturated. Oh, sorry, fishy. Maybe I can try to work on him after the paint dries a little bit, but he might just have to stay that way. Cheated a little bit. There we go. Okay, let's try again. Let's try to get some yellow into this guy. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna test my blues really quickly because I don't know if I want to use this blue for the background or this blue over here, which is a little richer, or at least it should be. It looks like it will be. Yeah, we're gonna go for that. love this color blue, but you know what? I am realizing it's kind of just a difficult thing to paint an even-toned background in watercolor. I mean, it's literally supposed to be water, so I shouldn't really care too much if the tone is varied throughout. But as you know, if you've been watching previous videos, you may have heard me say how I typically work in solid blocks of color. I don't very often do things where I need to blend my colors, and so to me, this is what I was referencing earlier when I said watercolors are just, you know, a little unpredictable for me, because, you know, I kind of want the background to look like a more even tone than it is, but that's okay. This is not going in any book, so it can just be what it is, and we can enjoy the process together. I'm looking forward to inking this in though. It has to be, I have a feeling it's got to be much drier though, because if I start using ink on wet paper, yeah, that's going to make a mess. That's going to be a horrible, horrible mess of everything. Oh no. Oh no, I got too fancy and fast there. Just push that out. I did what I could. See, acrylic paint is more forgiving in the sense that, you know, at least if you use it on a canvas, you can just, if you make a mistake, you just let it dry and then you paint over it. Or, depending on the type of mistake, sometimes I've just scrubbed it off with a paper towel, which may mess up the surrounding area a little bit, depending if it's dry or not, but I know how to correct stuff with acrylics. With watercolors, as you saw, I just poked at it with my finger and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna wipe this in a direction and hope it works. So it did lessen the issue that I created by swiping blue over my fish's yellow belly, but I'm a little annoyed because I can still see where the blue streak is. Oh boy, is this paper ripply. Oh my goodness. Oh well. All right, I hate to turn this upside down, but I'm turning it upside down. I feel like that was awkward. I feel like I need to work the paint so quickly just to not have it blobbing in color in one area. I think it's actually more difficult for these large background areas than it was for any of the small plants or for the fish themselves. But again, since my background is literally water, I don't mind that it's a little wobbly looking. At this point, I'll admit, I just kind of want to get to the finish line. And even after that, I still have to do my ink portion. Okay, I'm feeling like this is finished as far as laying paint. I'm going to just take a really quick break and cut the camera while I do that, just because I forgot to do that this whole time. Oops. But I do want to ink this in. I just want to give it a chance to fully dry, and I'm going to clean up my paintbrushes in the meantime. So I'll rejoin you guys again soon. All right, you guys, I am back. I actually chose to do my outlining off camera because I realized my video was over an hour long already. I didn't think we needed to add to that. So here is the finished design. Had to get my thumbnail in there. So this was a lot of fun. You can actually see the metallic sheen of the paint when I hold it up to the light. You can also see that the paper is a little warped, but again, the point was to have fun and to just do something different. And I'm not sure about the eye of the fish, if I still want to make that black. I'm gonna leave it for now. But again, this was a fun little project and a fun way to get my creativity back arc. And I would say that after 10 days of this endeavor, even though they weren't consecutive, I do feel so much more ready to embark on my first huge project of this year, which is to illustrate my third book, as I said in the beginning. There will be over 40 illustrations, so I obviously don't think I will record every single one of those, and I also don't want to keep this channel as like a monochrome drawing only channel, so I promise I will bring some more variety to my videos, as I've been trying to do so far. And I will probably actually, after I post this video, share a few things that are not strict drawing and art, just because I'd like to let you guys get to know me a little bit better, and also because it happens to be my birthday week. So I've got a lot of things planned outside of my work life that are going to just sort of impede on my time. So that being said, I will do my best to keep sharing with you guys during this week and providing you a variety of stuff to watch. But again, thank you so much for being here. Please like, comment, subscribe, follow my Instagram, or check out my website, which are indicated on my end screen. You can find my books for sale at peanutbutterandjellysandwich.com. My first 2 books are already available. And one more time for the fish. This was actually way more fun than I thought. So if that isn't a motivation to just get out, I don't know, your own crayons, pastels, paints, pens, markers, pencils, whatever, and just have some fun, because I know I did. And even though I did not fulfill my initial goal of completely filling this old sketchbook, I've decided I'm more than okay with that, because the only pages that are left are kind of, you know, they either have bleed through going on, or, you know, it's one side of the page is used and the other is not. But it's really, what's left in this sketchbook is just good for scratch sketching or testing markers or whatever else. So I think I did a pretty good job, even though I didn't fully finish the sketchbook. It's still pretty well on its way, especially compared to where it had been. So again, thank you for being here. I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.